NYX Boots took their Tanker Pro work boot formula and made something pretty awesome out of it. In this video, we're gonna do a deep dive into these really cool, possibly limited edition boots. Hello and welcome, I'm Karl Morawski, and this is the channel that seeks to help you buy less but better stuff. Now, back in the fall, I did a video on the NYX Tanker Pros, and in the time since then, I've actually worn them more than my original Builder Pros, mostly because they're faster to get on and off, and honestly, I find them to be more comfortable because you don't have all that lacing in front of your foot. They just tend to flex a little bit easier, so I've worn them quite a bit. Now, there were a lot of great comments on that video, and again, I thank you for sharing your knowledge and experience with me. It really helps me build my base of knowledge and helps other people who are reading as well. A lot of people were saying, they're not traditional World War II tanker boots, and I don't think that was the intention. The idea was to take the concept of a tanker boot, and all of the benefits that come with a laceless boot, and apply that to a work boot, something that you could actually bring to the job site like I do, or on the farm, something like that. If you want all the benefits of a laceless boot, and you don't really care about the historical accuracy, that's who I think these boots were intended for. Now, the original tanker boot was designed by H.E. Ketzler and General Patton in 1937 with the aim to design a boot that was easy and fast to get on. The leather straps were superior to laces in that they couldn't come undone and get tangled in the moving parts of a tank. They won't melt like nylon laces will, and they were easier to loosen after being caked in mud. Chances are you aren't wearing the NYX tankers during combat, but maybe you're an operator sitting at the controls of an excavator all day. Or maybe you're working on a muddy job site or near sparks or welding slag. The benefits extend to working people. So that's the Tanker Pro work boot, but if you remember in that video, I mentioned that it would be cool if they took that formula and they made it into a more dressy version. Now, I for one would love to see the tanker design with the straps and everything in a more sleek boot. See, I told you I said that. Well, NYX was up to the challenge and came out with this. They're a bit shorter than my Tanker Pros, 8 inches tall instead of 10 inches tall, and it uses 6.5 to 7 ounce black Horween Chrome Excel. Now, this is thicker than a standard run of Chrome Excel, as you'd expect from NYX. Solid brass buckles, vegetable tanned insole, midsole, and heel stack, nail-bottomed with double row stitch-down construction, but my favorite part is actually in a spot that you can't see, the sole. This is the first half sole NYX has ever done on a boot, and as you know, they're traditionally a work and fire boot company, so this is kind of new territory. I think that a half sole looks better, and especially with a stitch-down build or 270-degree Goodyear welt, since it allows the heel stack to be completely uninterrupted. Entirely aesthetic, I know, but in my opinion, it just makes the overall look and feel of the boot. Being the first half sole, though, of course they couldn't just go with something ordinary. No. And I bet you've never seen this before. These are the last production run of these soles and heels from the original equipment manufacturer, Built-Rite in Canada. You can find reproductions, but these are the real deal. These soles and heels will never be made by Built-Rite in Canada again, and NYX has obtained a limited quantity. The cat's paw heels are a super cool vintage style, and they're a little softer than a typical Vibram heel, so I find them to be a little bit easier on the knees as well. They'll probably wear a bit quicker, of course, because of that softer compound, but I think it's a totally worthwhile trade-off. The SureStep half sole, on the other hand, will last longer. It's a more durable compound and should provide a very long service life. In use, I found these to be very similar to my Tanker Pros in their feel. There isn't much break-in at all. They go on quick, they come off fast, and I even took the dog for a 3-mile walk on my second day of wearing them with no discomfort. I love the style too because it bridges the gap between work boot and engineer boot without the pain in the neck of getting them on with some shoehorns or grocery bags or WD-40. That leather will look even cooler over time, developing an almost T-core patina and showing the natural leather color through the black. And like most great leather goods, these boots will only get better with time. So how do you get a pair? Well, I'm not really sure if NIX is going to roll this out as a limited edition model or if they're going to have it as a permanent addition to their catalog, but either way, it's probably best to jump on it now. And as a matter of fact, there's only a certain amount of these heel-sole combinations left, and you have to add it to your MTO order when you actually select this boot. So when you go there, make sure you spec out those heels and half soles if that's what you want. So these boots are definitely not for everyone, but if you like the idea of putting on and taking off your boot very quickly, if you like something between a work boot and an engineer, or if you just want a boot that's sort of casual with the DNA of a work boot, give these a shot. I think they're really cool. I personally like them a lot. They're easy to dress up, believe it or not. I mean, you're not gonna wear them with a suit, but I think they look really good casually, but they also have the goods of a work boot. And if you want to see more about boots, especially work boots, go ahead and check it out right here. I have a whole playlist for you. Look at that. And you could watch more videos like this. And there's other videos on NIX that I've done in the past as well. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you later.